start with...
Hi everybody, thanks for tuning in again. Well, it seems we have our much anticipated eggplant casserole upload. So let's get into it.
Some 1/4-inch thick eggplants with a bit of sea salt and black pepper, and we're going to put them in a 375-degree oven, flipping them once midway for about...
Okay, don't get me wrong. I know everybody has their way of cooking eggplant, but I've been taught to probably soak that in some salt water for a little bit. Or at the least, if you're going to roast it in the oven, a little bit of olive oil, something, I don't know. Not going to taste right, I don't think.
15 minutes or so. All right, so this is going to be a small casserole because it's just me, but you want to layer
if she would have soaked that in some salt water, that would have turned out better. It basically looks like eggplant jerky at this point.
Lasagna, so a few slices of
Probably
eggplant followed by the meat sauce, then more eggplant, then more sauce, and I put some mozzarella cheese in between with some Parmesan as well. So yeah, it's just like a lasagna basically, and yes, I'm cooking this on a baking sheet.
So basically it's like a pizza, but the crust is eggplant, I think. That's not really much of a casserole. It's not even in a dish. It's on... Don't you have a dish for that, Chantal? I thought you did. Anyways, I don't know.
But yeah, this is what it's going to look like going into the oven. So I'm going to cook it on 350 for maybe 20-25 minutes.
Where's your pan that you use everything for? Why didn't you use that? Weird.
And here's what it looks like with the light off. Actually, I think the light was better, but I just wanted to see if it looked better. So, but anyway, I'll show you what it's like when it comes out of the oven. All right, here it is, guys. Cheese is melted. The eggplant is softer.
Wait, and I'm actually just going... What kind of cheese is that? That cheese is not melted. That looks like that type of cheese that doesn't melt. That chemical cheese. You know what I'm talking about if you shop. That chemical cheese that does not melt. The fake cheese.
To cut this into 2 pieces. So I'll get 2 meals out of this. So I'm going to cut it in half.
Sure.
Dish it up, and I'll see you for dinner.
I mean, I'm not going to like talk crap about the recipe. I mean, yeah, it's doable, but I think if she would have did it correctly as far as like preparing the eggplant correctly, and maybe instead of using ground beef, use ground turkey. Yeah, I guess it would be okay, but I don't know. Not the way she prepared it, but I digress.
Oh, hello, folks. Dinner time.
I mean, one thing I will say, at least the vegetable or greens, whatever that is, it looks like broccoli and greens ratio to protein is actually better looking on this plate. It's not majority protein and cheese and carbohydrate versus vegetable. It seems like she has a lot of greens, which is good.
Some water and my meal. The eggplant casserole with broccoli and some greens. So bismillah. I have no eye makeup on because I'll tell you what happened to my eye in a minute. Disaster.
Yeah, and noticeably the eye, I don't know. This one. And one thing I will say that the camera is flipped correctly, so it's not reversed, if you know what I'm saying. Like, if you know what I mean. I don't know why the word's not coming to my head right now. So typically it would be, this is the eye that usually bulges, not this one. But this one is the one that's red and apparently giving her issues today.
Lightly salted, no butter. Need a bite? I love broccoli. Alright. So this is 2 meals for me. Salah doesn't like this. But I made him just some of the meat sauce with pasta. So here we go.
I bet you she said go ahead, starve again, because he didn't want to eat the eggplant. Feed it.
Wow. Let me have another bite.
I mean, I don't think it's a bad recipe. I just don't think she cooked it properly or executed it properly. That's all.
The most overwhelming flavor is the sauce and the Parmesan. I didn't put a lot of cheese.
Why would Parmesan be overwhelming considering you use the shaky cheese, which isn't, I don't even think that's 100% Parmesan in that little tub thing. How much of it did you use, Chantal? That means you used quite a bit. Yuck.
These greens are just, I put some lemon juice.
Every time she does that, and I'm going to keep saying it, she reminds me, and this isn't like a knock on her weight or anything like that, it's just the sound and her mouth movement reminds me of a herd of cattle grazing in a field or a cow eating at a bale of hay, because that's exactly what they sound and look like.
This is roca. Very bare and peppery. Which is adjectives commonly used to describe greens, I think.
So, but not all greens taste like that. So basically you're just copying something that you heard, because not all greens are bitter and peppery.
The eggplant is nice and soft. I guess if you like it more soft, the longer you cook it, you know?
No, you have to prepare it correctly, Chantal.
That's why I pre-cooked it.
It's not the longer you cook it.
Yum. The roasted eggplant flavor is good because it makes it like a bit sweet. That's really delicious.
I don't know. I mean, I could be wrong. Some people might prepare their eggplant like that, but I don't know. That's not the way I was raised or taught. So, I don't know. It just seems odd to me to just slice an eggplant, put it on some wax paper, salt it, and just throw it in the oven. I don't know. It seems weird.
I'm not even joking. I like this more than the church basement spaghetti. Church basement eggplant casserole.
I mean, I'm not going to lie.
When I tell you I love
I'm not going to lie.
eggplant,
I love eggplant as well. Yeah, it's yummy.
Understatement.
Excuse
So I
me.
guess the key, which I should have done a long time ago, is find vegetables you love and try to use them more, you know?
Okay, I don't understand something right here. Why do you eat the eggplant with a knife and fork? And I'm surprised she's actually using a knife and fork, a metal one at that. But then you choose to eat the greens with your fingers. I don't get that. It doesn't make sense, but it's Chantal.
And cooking. To stretch the ground beef, I just made it, like I didn't use the whole pack.
Can you wipe your face, please?
It's a 500 gram pack. So what I did was I just like took half of it and minced it very fine.
Why? That was a small pack of beef. Are you struggling, Chantal? Because that sounds like a struggle meal where you have to What is wrong with me? You have to split the small pack of meat so it can last for 2 days. I don't know. That sounds like struggle meals.
And when I made the meat sauce, I just like gave Salah his portion and then used the rest for this casserole.
I mean, at least she's eating a lot of vegetables. I'll give her that. Good for you, Chantal.
But whoever suggested doing eggplant parm, thank you, because it gave me this idea.
That's incorrect. Eggplant parm. And let me guess, was it teardrop? It seems like that's the only one she apparently listens to in the chat is teardrop. I wonder why. I'm so curious at that relationship. I wonder why Chantal protects her so much.
Remember who you are. Thank you. I have a lot of greens. I'm trying to really get them in. I bought a lot of them. I don't want them to go bad.
Why? Is that your punishment? Salah said you have to eat all of this or you're punished. That's what it kind of feels like. You better eat all your vegetables or no dessert for you, Chantal. Is that what Salah said to you?
And they're just really healthy.
Lord, the face, Chantal. Wipe it. Come on. She clearly looks at herself in the camera and knows that there's food on her face. Come on.
It's honestly just so good.
And she's just
And more
gonna sit
nutritious,
there
like-
with the food on the face.
And lower in calories because
Uh-oh, here we go.
eggplant,
Nutritionist Chantal.
an entire eggplant has even less calories than, the pasta I would be eating this with.
What did you just pick off of that? A bug?
So, vegetables are very low in calories.
What in
Well,
the name
potatoes are
of
not
all
really,
that's
but-
holy?
Not bad. Oh yeah, my eyeball. Actually, I don't know really, totally what happened to it,
It's holy.
but last night I was in bed.
You know what? This is no joking. Because she has diabetes and she just doesn't give a crap, it seems, about the diabetes anymore, and she's just living life, eating carbs and doing whatever, she is gonna go blind. If she's already having eye problems like she is, and you could clearly see it, now it's the opposite eyeball that's an issue. Chantal, you in danger, girl.
And
Look at that piggy. Dropping the food all over. Mess. Thank you for wiping your face.
I had an itchy eye, so I was itching it. And then I felt like a sharp pain. Like something was scratching my eye. And that's what it feels like. It feels like there's something in my eye constantly. But I think I just scratched it a bit.
I don't know.
Up top.
I'm not buying this story because she's been having issues with her eyes for a few weeks now. If you've noticed, and I've commented about it, other reactors have commented about it. She does this weird shark, alligator death roll eyeball. I don't even know. It's a weird thing that she's been doing, and her eyes have been leaking a lot. Yeah, she's been having problems for a while. I'm not buying the I scratched my eyeball story. No way.
With something. I don't know what.
With what?
Maybe my nail. I don't know.
Not your nails.
I don't have long nails, but because I didn't have eye makeup on. I had washed my face to go to bed, and I took my eye makeup off.
I mean, the only other thing it could be is poo-poo eyeball, and that's conjunctivitis. We'll see as the days go by if her eye starts to get more redder and swollen. But as of today, the eye looks red. Even on the eyelid, it looks swollen. I don't know. There's so many things. There's so many possibilities. Why are you looking at that? Did you wash that, Chantal? Oh, she didn't wash the greens. She didn't wash them. She's looking at them like she didn't wash them. Disgusting. And she's gonna
But
eat
ever
it.
since then, it's been hurting. Especially if I move a certain...
If you are at the point, and if you're eating something like salad or something, and you have to look at it to make sure there's no bugs or dirt or whatever on there and then you continue to eat it, you're disgusting.
My eye a certain way.
Maybe it's a broken blood vessel in the eye. That's a probability for you.
So I'm giving my eyes a break from eye makeup, especially until I feel better. But like,
You know, speaking of that, one time when I was younger, my mom, I don't know, because I really don't wear mascara that much. If they still make the mascara with like the metal wand, like back in the day, I believe like the 70s, I think it was, maybe the early 80s. My mom would like use her mascara to was like, I'm telling you, dry as a bone in the little thing. And one time she scratched her cornea with the metal part of the mascara wand, and she had to wear an eye patch for a long time. So I mean, women do that on accident sometimes, like with their beauty products, but I highly doubt Chantal scratched her eye like with her nail or something. She doesn't have long nails.
I know what it feels like to have an injured eye because as a kid, it accidentally got burned with a curling iron.
How does that even happen? How? Let me think about this for a minute. How do you burn your eyeball with a curling iron? This sounds like some type of child abuse story. I don't know. I don't remember her ever telling the story. It could be a lie. I don't know. Somehow it sounds familiar, like she's talked about it before, but that sounds horrifying. Why would the curling iron even be near your eyeball?
When my hair was getting curled, so I had to wear an eye patch, but it feels similar to that kind of pain. That was bad. When my eye got burned, it was like under, like it was in the white part, luckily. Not in the middle, you know, my iris.
I have this weird feeling like it seems like a child abuse story. I don't know why. Like somebody's doing her hair and then she's not sitting still and they're like, if you don't sit still, and they're like showing the curling iron like in front of her face and then they accidentally poked her in the eyeball. I mean, I don't know. That's just what came to mind to me. But I don't know. That's a weird thing.
Anyway, I had to wear an eye patch, but it felt like it felt like a burning, and like there was always a big object right in your eye.
Because it doesn't make sense for you to get burned on the white part of your eye. I don't know what it's called. Forgive me. How is that even possible? And on the bottom, and what part of the curling iron burned her? Because don't they have like a protective tip at the end? Most of them at least did. Unless she was using like a real like old school one that didn't. I mean, I don't know. I wonder. Interesting. I don't know.
You know,
story
like,
might be a lie.
Your eyes are so sensitive. Yanni, like Yanni.
Yanni
means like, you know.
The guy that plays piano?
It's Arabic.
Oh, she learned a word. Good for her.
It was pretty easy to make too. I don't even taste the mozzarella. Just the meat sauce and parm is okay.
The way she gets every little morsel off the plate trips me out. If she, you know what, I wouldn't be surprised if she licks the plate off camera, or like if she had a piece of bread to sop that stuff, all that grease up. That seems like a Chantal activity.
So I can have that.
I don't know, she seems still kind of down.
Tomorrow with lunch? For lunch? Always do that. I got a drink and then...
You know, what if like this whole story about the eye hurting and all this is complete BS, and maybe Salah got a little hands on with her and popped her one. I don't know. Possibility. I mean, in that culture, you know, that's something normal that goes on. So, I mean, and maybe she's creating all of this lie because she hasn't looked happy in the past few days. I don't know. There's like a weird vibe to her. I can't pinpoint it, but there's something weird going on. I don't know.
Cap is on. Yum. That was so good. Highly recommend. I will try to put the recipe down below as soon as I have it all.
I mean, honestly, I would make that, but I think I would probably use a few different ingredients and probably prepare the eggplant different.
No, it will be there in the description, or I will pin a comment probably. That's what I like to do. Anyways, guys, I wonder what other vegetables you could do this with. You could probably do it with potatoes. You could probably do it with probably zucchini. You could probably do it with courgette. And aubergine is my favorite. I love it so much. You could probably layer.
There is actually a recipe that I've seen. I cannot remember where I've seen it, where somebody actually did do this with like different vegetables, with like eggplant, zucchini, squash, and things like that, and they cut it on a mandolin so that the slices were thin, and then they used what is it, a springform pan, like the kind that you use for cheesecake, and then they layered it, and then they put like sauce, cheese, and then layered it again, and they built it up, you know, within so many layers, and then covered it with cheese, and then baked it, and then took it out. And then when they released the springform pan, it was basically almost looked like a vegetable lasagna type of cake. It looked pretty good. I forgot where I saw that. It was probably on a YouTube video. I'm sure if you looked it up, it's there somewhere. But yeah, you can do that, Chantal, if you have the right equipment.
Eggplant and zucchini. Or like slice it the long way. I don't know. You could slice the eggplant the long way. I probably should have done that. There's so many things you can do. Anyways, guys, I'm enjoying making these dinners. I plan on cooking every single ingredient that I purchased. So stay tuned. Let me know if you like.
That's because Salah is probably making her. This isn't by choice.
More, if you would like more of the cooking segment and less of the like mukbang or half and half, I could do, I could set.
Yes, I would like more of a cooking segment. I don't like the eating sounds. I don't like the chewing. I don't like the bites in between whatever story you're telling. I don't like that at all. And I'm sure a lot of other people do not like that as well. So please incorporate cooking tutorials and recipes in your videos. I would appreciate it. Thank you.
Maybe a camera somewhere and try to do as much of the cooking segment as possible. So let me know. And yeah, I really enjoy your feedback. I really appreciate you watching.
Okay, so that's it. I mean, I don't think it was a bad recipe. I'm not going to put it down at all. I mean, it's healthier than what she usually eats. So good for you, Chantal. Nothing bad to say really about this one. But that eyeball thing, that's kind of worrisome. I don't know. Is it a scratch? Is it poop eye? Or did she get popped in the eye? I don't know. Anyways, that's it for me, guys. I'll see you when I see you. Bye.